Good morning, roamers. So we are in a different country today. Finally, we have left Morocco and we are in Tunisia. This is Djerba, the island of Djerba in southern Tunisia. This is downtown. I'm staying in the Hotel Palm Doors. It doesn't seem like too much of a transition. It seems very familiar, but I know it's very different as well. The people talk different, etc, etc. Got a bit of a problem at the moment, trying to get some money out of the machines here. They don't want to give me any money, but I'm going to go and try again and then get out and have a brilliant day in Tunisia, in Djerba. Beauty. Alright, that's it, roamers, we have money. We are officially roaming in Tunisia, in Djerba. I'm going to go back, have some breakfast in the hotel and then make a plan of action. It's lovely and warm. I'm so happy to be here, so excited. So roamers, with the money here, when you make a withdrawal from an ATM in Tunisia, they do not let you withdraw a lot of cash. It's about half the amount that you can withdraw in Morocco. So for the ATM I went to earlier on, that was $150 or 300 dinars, and then they charge you around 10 to 12 dinars per withdrawal. So if I can get away with paying by card here, I will, and limit cash purchases as much as possible, because that way I'm not going to be paying loads of ATM fees. But you live and learn, don't you? It's a lovely morning, lots of coffee shops, all that type of stuff. I'm going to go and see about where the buses go from, so that I can explore the island and also book a bus to the next city. So basically Djerba is a large island where people come to stay on resorts here and have sort of typical European holiday vacations. I flew here because it means if I start off exploring Tunisia in the south, then I can work my way to the north where my next flight's from. So I've booked 5 days here, and because I'm in Houmt Souk, this is where the buses go from, and the louages, which is like the shared version of the grand taxi in Morocco. So I'm going to have a look around here, and then I know there's a Medina here, and obviously I think we're a couple of kilometres away from the coast, so there's plenty to do here. But I suppose the first order of call is what am I going to be eating, what am I going to be drinking, making sure I've got enough water, all that type of stuff. And I'm having a lovely walk around the streets. Oh look, dream catchers. There's dream catchers the world over. So yeah, seems very laid back here. It's got a real kind of coastal vibe, which is what you want, isn't it? A chillax. So there's no bus to Ghazi, which is my next stop, but there's a louage stand, like a shared taxi stand. So I just went and spoke to the guy. He said, yeah, taxis go pretty much all day long, or the louages go all day long. It takes about 2.5 hours. So that will be how I will get to the next place. Come down here like 10:30, something like that. Bosh. So that's the bus station there. And the man was like, no bus to Ghazi. We don't go Ghazi. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's the bus station, in case you want to have a look here. So while I'm working everything out, there's a good old Carrefour market across the road there, which hopefully should have everything I need to get a bit of healthy tucker into me. You know, when you're on the airplane and all that and you're eating the packed food, although it was delicious with Swiss Air, I feel like I need some good veggies. So that's the plan. So totally different shopping experience in a Carrefour here. Different products, different prices. No hummus, no big Diet Coke, loads of stuff that I've never seen, don't recognise. This could be meaning I'm going to be looking at the restaurants. Who knows? A lot of sweet stuff. There's like a lot of base stuff rather than edible items. So I've tried to make a couple of purchases here, even in Carrefour, and the tap and pay facility on my credit card is not working. Well, it's actually a debit card, but so I'm going to have to try and get that sorted out. Other than that, town's coming alive, pretty decent. So we've got lots of pottery. Hello mate. Hello. Lots of pottery, lots of serving dishes, all manner of stuff. Different patterns. Pretty humid. Guess that's the ocean nearby, isn't it? So this is the island of Djerba. That's where we arrived in the airport. Cost about £5 in the taxi to get to Houmt Souk. This is where we are now. And these are the various beaches that people go to for their relaxation. So there's fairly big Medina here. It's kind of open plan, extra cafes, you know, fridge magnets, bits and pieces, juice stalls, all that type of stuff. Tunisia Tower, yay! So apparently Rome is the technology and not the banking system on my bank card. So when I just went into the promo fray across the road there, I tried to do a tap and pay on one terminal, didn't work, but they know the terminal that does work is just that reception thing or the connection. So just the difficulty that you might encounter in Tunisia. Well, it seems fairly basic, peaceful place. Food is cheaper than Morocco, and I've come to the conclusion I've got to start eating some fish. I mean, I do like the taste of it and all that, but it was just an ethical thing. But the thought of eating more chickpeas or hummus for another month is like a little bit beyond me. So to bring it up a level, I'm going to eat some tuna. It's abundant, they sell it in every shop, and it's good protein, and it just takes all the hassle out of it. So I'm sorry fishes, but that's what I'm going to be doing. They call it ton, T-H-O-N. So they sell it on pizza and sandwiches and tacos and all the rest of the stuff that they sell in Tunisia. So that's a bit of a bonus. So over there we have the Houmt Souk open air theatre, and then just around the corner here we have the Ghazi Mustapha Fortress, which is an historical landmark. Oh wow, looking good. 8 dinar entry. I'll go and have a look at that later. And there is the ocean. So one of the things you can do from the marina, which is just up there, is take a pirate boat trip, you know, like one of these tour type things, out to the island out there. You can see the stretch of sand, and they call that the Isle of Flamingos. And I guess these are the flamingos. They're not pink flamingos, but they are flamingos nonetheless. Lots of them. So see you later, Fortress. I'm going to go and have a look at the marina. This is actually just like an inlet. There'll be no swimming here, that's for sure. I can understand why there's none of the resorts here. So this might be a bit of a fishing harbour, but that water is as shallow as anything. Interesting. Bit of a fairground. So although the Houmt Souk marina is known as a marina, it's not like speedboats and powerboats and sailing yachts. It's very much a fisheries marina. Oh look, there's the pirate boat. Oh, there's a couple of vessels there, a couple of yachts. So it's a mixed marina, le pirate and le fishing. Nice bit of artwork, just to prove a point. Fishing. There's a huge amount of crab pots here. I'm guessing they're crab pots or lobster pots or whatever. Interesting. Lots of old tagines as well. Old cooking pots. Don't look like they've been used. Maybe they're just out in the sun to dry out. Nice. Well, these pots have got barnacles on them, so there must be something to do with the fishing. And a lot of them are numbered and a lot of them are broken, so God knows what's going on here. Is it some sort of like Arabic fish trap or something? I mean, they wouldn't float in the water, surely. They're made from heavy clay, so God knows what's going on. I did see a few crab bodies around. They're all fish. And there's fishing nets, so maybe they catch the fish to bait the crab pots. Man, oh man. Bizarre. Anyway, we're at the entry point now to the water, to the marina. This is the business end, where the boats come in and out. That is it in its entirety. Houmt Souk Marina. Oh yeah, it's a biggie. Well, roamers, it would seem that these pots are used to weight the nets at the corners, and it's actually for catching octopus of all things. Fishermen attach these clay pots to the rope, sometimes in long lines with multiple pots, and sink them into the seabed where octopi are known to inhabit. So there you go. So maybe that's what we're looking at. This is a big place for catching maybe squid, octopus, that kind of thing. I'll have to see if those kind of things are reflected in the restaurants. Ah, that was an AI search, by the way. So the Song of the Sea, the pirate boats. So I'm guessing that that picture is when they're moored up on Flamingo Island over there. I mean, there's a few of them. And considering there's actually no one around, I would say this is low season. Because this is not a tourist hub at the moment. There's just a few people wandering around. So I'm up at the end near the other side of the causeway. The little lighthouse Duvalaki here. And you can see from the channel markers which go out into the distance here how narrow it must be and how shallow. So, interesting. Interesting times. Sand Island and Sandy Straits. Good morning, roamers. Day 2 in Tunisia, or day 3, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, so just coming out of the hotel, gonna go for a walk to a place called Djerbahood, which is like an art precinct. Apparently there's like restaurants and shops there and all that. It's about an hour away, but it looks really nice, so we're gonna go and check that out. The day's coming along. It's about 10 in the morning, not too hot, top of 30 or something. The forecast for the day is a bit of a wind blowing. You see the Tunisian flag up there, so let's get onto it and have a look at Djerbahood. So tried a bit of fast food here last night, something called a Malawi. They have two types of breads. One is a Malawi, which is like a big Lebanese bread, and the other one is like a chapati. They call it a chapati, but it's really like a thick pancakey type of bread, and they can be split, and like, you know, you can have meat and salads, etc, etc. I had the Malawi with tuna and salad. Wasn't great, too much sauce. The flavours were just kind of a bit blended, but I shall try a couple of other shops and see what they're like. Some of the salads I've seen people eating look a bit decent, so give them a go as well. Yeah. Much less signs of agriculture here. There's a few olive trees around. Apparently they get very little rain here though, and the majority of the agriculture I was reading in Tunisia is in the north, in the mountainous regions, where there's obviously more fertile soil and higher rainfall. So a lot of garbage. So this walk is mainly for exercise, because there is not a great deal to see between the two towns as such. There's like the odd shop, but really it's just pretty much a straight road to Djerbahood. So I think it's going to be a taxi on the way back, because yeah, there's not much going on. Olive trees are pretty stunning. The raggedly trunks that they've got, and there's a lot of prickly pear cactus. But that's about it. So Romans, it's a long old walk, but we're here. So this is officially the start of Djerbahood, which is known for its artiness. So look, here's more art already. Wow, what a fine painting. So let's have a roam around and have a look at these artness. That's pretty cool, chiseled into the render. Probably done with a jackhammer or hammer and chisel or something. Some nice stuff here. Lovely little houses, little dome-shaped jobbies, unusual. I wonder how all this came about. An artistic neighbourhood. I suppose it's learning to sell yourself. All sorts of stuff. A few tour guides, a few tour groups going through. Hello mate, how are you?
From America?
No, Australia. Australia. Lots of bougainvillea. Goes nice against the white walls. Nice doors. Yeah. Yeah. So there you have it. The area where the mural art is not that big, you know, maybe a block across, but there is a lot of art though. Makes me think like I don't want to leave and miss any of it, so I'll wander around for a bit more. What we got here? something a bit biblical, and then an octopus. Strange. Oh, there's a good one. A floating mini Tunisian city, complete with lighthouse. Lots of different styles, that's for sure. So a little bit of a town here as well, few fast food shops, there's a school, kids have just got out, lots of tour buses, and a few general provisions, that type of stuff. Beautiful smells, all the spices. Very nice. Cooking vessels. I wonder what people were queuing up for. There's a batch of bread just coming out. People like fresh bread. Hello. Yeah, taxis away. Definitely. I'm walking back that way, the dusty road. So anyway, that taxi ride was very pleasant. Went to the Carrefour just to pick up some groceries on the way home, and it was about 6 kilometers, and it cost nearly 6 dirhams. So 8 dirhams with tip, which is about, I don't know, $3.50 to $4 Australia. So very inexpensive. And that's using the taxi meter, all that type of stuff. So it's going to be affordable to get around, that's for sure. So this is what I was talking about last night. A Malawi, or you can get a chapati, or there's like a crepe, all stuffed with various fillings. Or you get your panini and your tagine. So just stopped off at a back door, saw some crates outside, a woman pointed to it, fresh bread. Literally he was just pulling it off of the rack. So that is going to be really nice. I got some olives and a few things, a few tomatoes and stuff. So lovely fresh bread, which is always handy, isn't it? And price wise that was less than half a dinar, so about 25 Australian cents. Very cheap, very good value. I did hear that the food and there's a few things in this country that are subsidised by the government, so if that's cheap bread, then good on them. So there's a small amusement park here as well called Baba, B-A-H-B-A-H, Baba. It looks pretty old. There's a lot of rust on that machinery, but it's obviously not the season for it at the moment. But yeah, if you're ever in town, if you're ever in Houmt Souk and you feel like taking a ride, then that's what you do. You come to Baba to get your ride fix on. So Romans, what are we having for lunch? We are having these beautiful onion and olive breads that they sell. Some of the fresh loaf that I got. Olive salad. Some really nice hummus. Spicy peppers. Nice bread. Taking some of the dough out. Don't really need all that. I'm after the crusty husk. And it's delicious. Sitting on my terrace in downtown Djerba, Houmt Souk. A few raindrops. Might get a storm later. Who knows? Good morning, Rome, as well. What can I say? This is day 3 on Djerba Island in Tunisia. It's a very easy place to relax. There's not a lot which is clamouring for my attention. I did think when I first come here I was going to go to one of the touristic zones, like tourist beaches and all that, but it's all this like beach club thing, like, you know, $30 for an umbrella if you're not staying there, la la la, and all that. So, and I'm not really one to lay on the beach all day, so I cannot be bothered to go and do that. But I do like the look of going to a town called Midoun, so that is on the cards after a bit of research. But today we are going to go and visit the fort. The fort, which is just over there, just 5 minutes from the hotel. Hotel's pretty decent. It's a bit knocked about, you know. Fingerprints everywhere, needs a good clean. No real room service as such. They don't come and empty your bins and all that kind of thing. So just sort of make the place your own, which is kind of good, easy to relax. Got a couple of movie channels. What's not to like? So yeah, I suppose in a nutshell, I'm settling into the Tunisian experience, finding the right pace. Anyway, on to the castle. So this castle is the Ghazi Mustapha Fortress. Yeah, Ghazi Mustapha Fortress, originally built by the Romans, later restored by the Ottomans, so it's been subject to the advances of many empires by the sounds of it. But it is a defensive position overlooking the ocean, so let's go and check it out. I think it opens at 9, and I believe it is 8 dirhams entry. So it looks like it had a bit of a moat around it in the past. It doesn't appear to be open at the moment, but overlooking the port and the Ile de Flamingos. Tide's in a bit more today. This is Houmt Souk Bay. The walls are amazing. They look like they're cut from old blocks of coral, and then they've been faced up over time, all the different lines and textures and structures within each block. So it is actually closed today. It opens at 9:30, but it is closed on Fridays. There was a brass plaque outside. I went in and see the guy there and stuff, so we're going to put that on tomorrow's list. So today I'm going to go to Midoun. There's not that many buses, so I'm going to opt for a taxi. I think I'll have a wander down to the taxi station and get a taxi to the centre of Midoun, then maybe have a walk down to the coast or whatever. So yeah, so I'm just having a walk through the Medina on the way to the bus station. Look at that fantastic bougainvillea which they grow so well here, and this is St. Joseph's Church, founded by Maltese and Italian communities that lived on the island, and still operational. They do masses apparently in different languages and stuff, so very impressive. Some lovely architecture here, peaceful. Reminds me of what I've seen of pictures of Greece, you know, like Santorini, the white and the blue and all that kind of stuff. Very nice. Terrific bougainvillea. I wonder how old that is. It's got a stem on it. More pictures from the Medina. I like that one down the bottom there with the 2 teeth. That's funny as. So yeah, it's a happening place. It needs a bit of a renovation, I reckon. Good shoving, it'd all fall down. No, come on. And the local reed marsh baskets, or date palm as well. Those are the bits that the dates hang on. Awesome. It's the Djerba pace of life. People sitting around having coffee, drinking tea. I don't know whether the mint tea thing is such a big thing here. I've seen it on the menus, but I'm pretty sure it's just coffee culture. So Romans, this is Djerba and the city of Midoun, or the small town of Midoun, or whatever it is. But anyway, over there is the Djerba Mall, where there's a Carrefour. I'm going to have a quick look around here, and apparently there's a souk around this area as well. Midoun Souk. It looks like a nice little town, so I'm going to spend some time having a walk around and getting to know it. So big Carrefour, sports shops. Let's go upstairs, have a look, see what they've got. Pharmacy. It's not that big actually. Bit of a food court. A few more shops, a few tourists about. Old Carrefour is upstairs as well. Oh. So this is a bigger town than Houmt Souk. So Houmt Souk, taxi to here, 12 dirhams, 6 AUD, very reasonable. The souk looks the same layout, you know, the white buildings and the floors. Let's go and have a look at these markets. Seems to be a buzzing town though. Little market, all the herbs, the jewellery, the leather goods. Hello mate, very nice, very nice. Beautiful belts, sunglasses, les lunettes, camels. Yeah. So we've got all different types of souk. We've got a local souk, tourist souk, flea market souk, all types of souks. One thing's different here, there is no produce, no fruit and veg in this part anyway. So I found the produce. This is really a market. Got organic apples and lots of dates. Apparently Tunisia is the biggest date producing country in the world. And these are fresh, they've still got bits of tree attached to them. So it's good to see. They look like they're bursting with sugar and goodness. Ah, different section. Let's have a walk along here, then we'll walk back. Gorgeous dates, horses, fruit and veg, plenty of herbs. I'll tell you what, all this is a lot better looking quality than it is in Carrefour. Shockingly, in everything looks limp and manky and mouldy, but here it's looking a bit better. So peanuts grow really well in sandy soil. Let's give some of these peanuts a grow. They get a quarter of a kilo. Garlic's looking good. A lot of it comes from China. That's it, we're right way up. See the squash seller there, got his saw, massive pumpkins, different types of squash. Saw you off a lump, it's a good idea. If you don't want to commit to a massive globe, you know what I mean? Lots of pomegranates, pamplemousse. And so they've got plants here, dried chilies, all sorts. This is Tunisian basics, isn't it? I feel like I'm like reacquainting myself with a new country, I mean, or acquainting myself. I've been to Tunisia before, a long time ago, 10 years ago. Went to Monastir, but yeah, this is all different, that's for sure. He says bang in his head. Always good to see a market, isn't it? The world over. So interested. See what local people are doing. What's popular, what people are buying. Wow, look at them chilies. They look lethal. So now we're in the touristy open plan souky bit, which is pretty much, you know, your kaftans and your pottery goods and your stuff that you'd like to take back and furnish your house with. 4 beautiful memories of Tunisia. seems much hotter here than the last place, I suppose because we're inland a little bit, but whew, seems hotter than Houmt Souk, that's for sure. So Romans, I've had my afternoon siesta, bit of reading a bit of Henry Miller, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, very convoluted prose, but you know, keeps the mind alive. I've never seen so many words, so much vocabulary. He's ejaculating it, as Agatha Christie used to say. It's pouring out of it. But anyway, pace here in Houmt Souk is slightly slower. There is no pushiness to this place at all. It is, I thought I'd lost something after being in Morocco for 5 months, but this place is completely chill. People sort of ignore you really because you're not part of their lives, so it's just kind of chill. If I want to buy something, I want to buy it. People seem to know that and they don't need to force it on you. There's enough customers here already. It's not all for tourism. So Houmt Souk is a nice place to adjust to Tunisia. Very chill. I mean, they must know in their heart of hearts that surely you've already bought a fridge magnet. Surely you've already got a stuffed camel, you know what I mean? So, looks like the sunset's on the east of the north. I don't know, the sunset's where it always sets, doesn't it? But it ain't going to be setting my way, so not sure we're going to see sunset. But sunset here is in about half hour, so I'm just out for a walk, putting in some heart points, getting the body moving, and yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty lovely. Different part of the world. I'm in a country where to these people it's everything. It's like when you live somewhere, you know, when you're from a place, when you're a citizen, that is your everything, all your entitlements, your rights, everything. And that's what I'm experiencing, the everything of Tunisia. There's the view from the marina, the dome of the theatre, all the way out. They've got the Isle of Flamingos out there, all the way to the distant beach where they do the windsurfing, kite surfing. And there's a fair old breeze at the moment, so it's pretty good for it, I reckon. I reckon they're out there bobbing and weaving and all sorts. Might get a bit of a sunset there. Lots of jewels glistening on the foreshore. And of course we have the birds. They look like ducks, not like flamingos, but pretty cool though. A bit of music going down. It's all happening. And here's a beautiful old mosque, right next to the marshes. See all this seaweed that blows up on the beach here. This is like seagrass. Back in Australia, it's where the dugongs live. I know people complain on the tourist beaches because some hotels don't rake it up and people have to touch it with their feet. It's alright, good tinder. So yeah, there you have it, the beginning of the marshes, flatlands. Oh, you can actually see where the salt's being made. So I've just come down to have a look at these marshes. It's pretty beautiful. There's a lot of garbage around, so I've got to get my AI filter on that, but you know, pretty gorgeous. Tunisian backdrop. Well, that is amazing. I'm just on my way back to the hotel, and the Parc de Play, they call it, you know, like the fairground, which I thought was absolutely dilapidated because it looks all rusty and falling apart, is actually open at night time. Awesome. What do they call it? Oh yeah, that's it. That's the Wawa playground or something. Fantastic. Yay. Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's my last full day on Djerba, leaving tomorrow. And we are having another storm. I was watching a movie last night. I had my headphones in, you know, like sitting there chilling out and all that. Movie finished, took my headphones off, and then I heard all this water running and all that, and I've come out into the street and there's water running down here. There's people trying to dodge it, people hiding under the shop awnings and that. Massive thunder and lightning in the background all up there. It was amazing. And there's me the other day saying, oh yeah, they don't get much rain in Djerba, there's no agriculture and all that. And so now they've forecast an early morning storm, which is just rain at the moment, which has like literally just come over since I've been downstairs having a coffee. And yeah, so that is how it's looking at the moment. So hopefully it clears up pretty soon, because I want to go and see this cultural museum and go and visit the castle, the fortress, and get some shopping and all the other things you need to do when you're on holiday. But on holiday, God, last night it was like someone had the plumbing on, and all I could hear was, like, you know, like the whine sometimes you hear when someone doesn't turn the tap on properly, like the juddering, and it was like every 2 minutes, every time I tried to fall asleep. So I don't know what was going on, but I was hammering on the wall, hopefully, you know, so the gods would fix it for me. But I finally fell asleep. But God almighty, what a nightmare. So there we have it, rain in Djerba, day 5 or whatever it is, I don't know. Anyway, one more night, moving on tomorrow. I'm going to catch a louage, so we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. But it's pretty cool at the moment. It's very very chill, so I might as well enjoy it. Got the movie channel on, a bit of BBC News. There you go. This is it, Romers, the Musée de Patrimoine Traditionnel, local heritage museum of Djerba. Apparently it's not a very big museum, but it is very interesting with some interesting artifacts. So this is what we're doing. And these the zawiya are these domed structures, which is what I've learned. Mainly they're kind of mausoleums, but let's see what we can find out. Here is the museum. It says rain is very little on these islands. It has rained for 2 days. It's been pouring down. Must have had a huge portion of the yearly rain. It's a nice looking museum. It's well set out, colourful, interesting, nice exhibits. All about traditional farming techniques, local culture, land use, accommodations made to ensure sustainability, that type of thing. Fishing, crop agriculture, coastal navigation. Fixed fishery, fish traps. And there we have it, the explanation of the pots I saw at the marina. So they put these pots on the bottom, you know, as displayed there, and then the octopus go inside because they're territorial, looking for security and a hideaway. Awesome. Also something I've seen a lot of here is sponges at the market. So they go regular sponge fishing. Actual sponges. It's all tying together nicely, isn't it? Local fish species. Apparently the major wells on Djerba have brackish water, so the crops that are successful can tolerate brackish water. And they're talking about here about some of the recipes, couscous, barley, etc. Interesting. Of course with a lot of harissa. Couscous. You get the picture. No trees on the island apparently, all the wood is imported pine. Nothing that can be used, so obviously olive wood is not good for woodwork. Anyway, I'm going to stop filming now before I get in trouble. You get the picture, it's pretty good. So that little beauty was 8 dirhams entry, which is about, I don't know, 450 AUD dollars. So very worthwhile. Oh look, I'm going under a dome. So yeah, it's well worth having a look at some of the traditional aspects. And now I understand why when I was walking to Djerbahood, and there's those little hills or mounds at the side of the road which border the land. They're actually traditional. I thought they were just there to catch the plastic bags, but that's how they separate their fields. So little mound walls as such of earth, and then with the cactus growing on top just to keep the animals out, I guess, I don't know, but yeah. So that's it, the Djerba Museum. Off to the fortress we go. It is low tide, but it shows you how shallow it is. I don't know if you can see that guy way out there. He's not even knee deep. Obviously dragging a net along or doing something, but wow. So the fortress is open. I've paid my 8 dirhams. Not dirhams, what do we call them? Dinars. And here we are. Originally a Roman fortress. Restored by the Ottomans. So an ancient building indeed. Still a lot of work to do by the look of it, but wow, solid as. Rather annoyingly, Romans, considering this place is very slow, the signs are only in Arabic and French, and because it's really kind of historically important jargonised language, it's difficult to translate easily. So rather than the laborious Google Translate task, I'm just going to walk around and use my archaeological imagination, as they say. That is definitely a wall. It's a corner of a wall, and that is a kind of a window thingy. So there's Djerba town for you, or not Djerba town, Houmt Souk. The marina, the theatre, the fortress. Seems to be a lot of walls and very few rooms. Perfect walls, it's incredible. There's one of them big amphorae that we saw earlier in the museum. So there you go. And lots of balls. I don't know whether they had cannons in the old days, or maybe they were just for dropping on people's heads. Mind you, I suppose if you were just dropping them on people's heads out for the battlements, you don't need to make them round, do you? They can be any shape. Potentially better if they're jagged and not round. So, big suckers. Went to Baroni's, the baker's here the other day. I've got these onion and olive rolls, which are popular locally, and they're so tasty. Bread's not crusty, it's kind of a soft sweet bread almost. But they didn't have any today, so I've gone for, looks like a Cornish pasty, but it's actually like a calzone made with tuna and tomatoes. And it is just the job. There's a bit of sweetness to it, believe it or not, a bit of caramelisation, which is sweet, but yeah. Not bad. That's 3 dirhams, $1.50 Australian. Not a bad snack. So Romans, we've had more rain. I'm on my way to the left of the marina now. Just going for a walk, you know, put the steps in before I go back, watch some movies, chill out. And I noticed this big area the other day, and I reckon they I don't know, pick all the produce during the day or get it all together, and then the other night they have a big market here. It seems to be all fruit and veg, although there's a lot of feathers around, so I guess they do poultry, all sorts. But it looks like they're setting up for a massive night now, considering this is 5:15 in the evening. It's one of them North African nighttime adventures, I reckon. We see what it's looking like on the way back. Yeah, there's all sorts. Spices, this, that and the other. So maybe it's like a multifunctional market, maybe like the market I went to in Midoun. We shall see. Anyway, let's go and see what we can find. A last night in Houmt Souk. Other side of the port we are. Not much going on. First time in Tunisia I've heard a female prayer call. So very windy Ramazin. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. This is a road that leads down towards the airport. The airport's obviously inland a bit. And yeah, I think that's it for today. That's it for Houmt Souk. I'm going to go back and chill out. I think I'm going to leave early in the morning. Maybe try and head a little bit further north than Ghazi if the connections are there. So that is the plan. It's time to head back for some relaxation. Hope you've enjoyed the video. It's a bit of a mixture, isn't it? Bit of walking, bit of this, bit of that, bit of art on the walls. It's different though. Tunisia is definitely different, and that's what I came here for. So good on you. See you on the next video. Peace and love, everyone.